So I usually pride myself on creating pretty quick and concise sneaker reviews, but from time to time I'll do some longer form content, including the video series of skip sneakers that I just started. I just dropped the first episode, so be sure to check that video out after this one if you have a few minutes to spare and want to see some cool sneaker deals that I stumbled upon in the last month. Also, just generally, if you want to stay up to date on what I'm picking up, be sure to follow me on Instagram @StuffDylanLikes. So I've had a pretty expensive past few weeks buying sneakers. If you tuned into the video I made in early March during the early stages of this quarantine or lockdown, I mentioned multiple times that I was going to slow down on buying sneakers. Clearly that didn't pan out because since then I'd purchased all the sneakers featured in this video, as well as a few pairs that I've already made reviews on, such as the adidas ZX 4040, 2 pairs of the Reebok Instapump Fury, and this pair of the undercover Nike Daybreak. Be sure to check those videos out if you haven't already, because personally I think they're all bangers. And without fail, I'll be dropping videos on every pair featured in this video, so just stay tuned to the channel because they do take some time to make. So following those Nike Daybreaks, the first sneaker I picked up was this pair of the Adidas Consortium x BAPE x Undefeated ZX 5000. As you all may know, the ZX line from Adidas has really grown on me and is slowly becoming one of my favorite retro runners to pick up. This specific pair is something that not many people know about, so I'm excited to drop the review video on these. Without revealing too much, this was a pair that came out in 2013 as part of a pack to celebrate BAPE's 20th anniversary. There weren't a lot of pairs of these to go around, so this is sort of a limited sneaker as far as availability goes, especially today. I'm not big on the streetwear scene at all, so I'm surprised to have even grabbed this pair. But as many of you in the sneaker game know, sometimes there are just deals you need to hop on and never look back, and this pair was one of them. Next up is a more recent release, with it being a Jordan 1 Low that I grabbed sort of on impulse. I've always wanted to experiment and get a pair of 1 Lows, but there are just so many other sneakers on my priority list that I swore to myself that I'd only pick up a pair if I could find a good deal on a good colorway. That deal finally came along at $63, which is exactly $27 off of retail. I was able to find this pair in the pine green colorway from Lapstone and Hammer, which is a Philadelphia-based menswear boutique. Considering this colorway is one of the more cleaner and desirable ones, I think I got a killer deal. The use of materials on these are interesting, which I've highlighted in the review video. At the time of me making this current one, the review is already uploaded, so be sure to check it out. Soon after picking up those lows, I referenced this Google sheet that I have and I went down the list of sneakers that I wanted to buy on it. On there was a pair of OVO Jordans. It didn't matter if it was an 8 or a 10 or a 12, just as long as it was a good deal. So I hopped all over the internet, from Goat to eBay, and to eventually Grailed. If you guys don't know what Grailed is, it's a buying and selling platform, mainly for streetwear, but from time to time you'll see people posting good deals on sneakers. And essentially that was the case with this pair, the OVO Jordan 8 in the black colorway. The nice thing about it was the seller posted tons of pictures of both the box and the shoes, so I was able to do my own sort of legit check comparing these to pictures and articles that I could find on the internet. I sent over a few offers and eventually grabbed them at a great price, at a little over $150, which I think is a great deal because resale prices on these vary quite heavily. After unboxing these, I was shocked to see the condition of them. They were pre-owned, but to my surprise, they looked very gently worn. So I'm super excited about these, even though I have no idea how I could pull off wearing them. I guess you're just gonna have to stay tuned for the video. Following that same tune, I went ahead and grabbed yet another pair of OVO Jordans off of a different seller on Grailed. This one is the OVO Jordan 10, also in the black colorway. Between the 8s, 10s, and 12s, there were both a black and a white colorway. I think in all sneakers, I probably prefer the white colorways, but buying them brand new is just not realistic given how much they resell for. And buying them secondhand is tough too, just because these OVO Jordans are a few years old now, so the condition on them isn't always the best. The nice thing about the black is that it's really good at hiding age and wear, so it was sort of a no-brainer to grab this pair. Like the 8s I grabbed, seeing these in hand, they're in way better condition than I thought. I'm super excited to wear them in the colder seasons. I don't think I'm going to pull out either this pair or the 8s in the summertime just because they are dark sneakers. So picking up on those two big purchases, I made an even bigger one right after, this time with 3 pairs of sneakers all at once, all from the same seller. A lot of people outside of the sneaker community have something against buying sneakers secondhand, but as long as you know what to look out for and how to sanitize, you can really score some great deals, and that's what happened in this case. So the first pair I grabbed was the Made in USA New Balance 996 in the classic gray colorway. New Balance brings back the gray colorway in popular silhouettes like these, the 997, 998, and many others every so often. The red box that these came in are standard of a few years ago, so this isn't the most recent bring-back model. In any case, it's such a great staple to have. I obviously have the 993 and 574 in the gray colorway, but you can't pass up a good deal on some gray Made in USA New Balances. In that same bundle is the Nike Air Max 95 in the iconic neon colorway. So the Air Max 95 is a silhouette that has been on my hit list for quite some time now. I have a pair of the Air Max 1, the 90, and 97, but not a 95. I wouldn't say I'm the biggest fan of the 95, so it was important that I scoop up a pair that was a timeless classic, as this one is. The box on it is pretty mangled, which isn't the end of the world, especially considering that the pair is from 2010. This brown Nike sportswear box definitely hits different for me, because this was a traditional box back when I was in high school and started getting into sneakers. Nike retros this neon colorway on the 95 every few years, so if you're interested in scooping up this colorway, I'd be patient and just wait until the next release whenever it may be. Overall, this pair is in super clean condition and much better than I expected, which seems to be the theme of the sneakers that I picked up in this video. And last in the bundle is a pair that I'm super excited about. It's a pair of Nike IDs, and in this case, an Air Max 1 in this black and red, or the Bred Chicago color blocking. This pair specifically was done up in 2015, and is composed of an all-over leather. I know a few of you are probably thinking, why don't you just go on Nike by You and create your own Chicago colorway for yourself? The short answer is I totally could. But the materials on the Air Max 1s on the Nike by You program looks to be this cheaper felt suede and miscellaneous fabric, which I personally don't think is worth it for me. With this specific pair being in an all-over leather, it feels pretty decent to the touch. Realistically, I think it would hold up a lot better over time, and it looks to have been only worn maybe a handful of times. Normally I would think doing up a sneaker in a sort of other model inspired colorway is a bit corny, but honestly these are super clean. This is my third pair of Air Max 1s now. I think it's grown to be my favorite of the entire Air Max line. I'm excited to start working on the video review for these because I do have a lot more to talk about. So I do have a few more pairs coming in, but I think they deserve their own video in itself. And to really justify all of these purchases, I've been selling some old sneakers that I just don't wear anymore. I've mainly been using Poshmark just because they make it so simple and easy for you. Let me know if you guys would like to see a video on how to sell things on Poshmark, because I've quietly been doing it now for months and I'd love to share some tips. That about wraps it up for this video though. Let me know what you think of the pairs I grabbed in the comments below. And let me know if you'd like to see me continue making videos like this. I had a crazy month and should probably slow it down, but any sort of influence that I could get from you guys will probably justify these next few purchases a little bit more. That's a wrap though. Thanks for watching and I'll catch you guys in the next one.